Hey guys, my name is Chris, and you may know me as Dr. Yo-Yo. Um, I wanted to show you this new app that I created called Comic Prints. And basically, what it does is it allow you to get after those boxes of comics that you've been setting aside to list on eBay, but you hate how long it takes to get your phone, take a picture, and then find something like this comic and then edit the title, edit the description so it's yours, and then figure out what price to put it at and hit update or upload or submit. It can take between 5 to 10 minutes per book, and even if you're like on a streak, it can take forever. So I created this comic prints. And so what I've done is I have photos of just the covers against a white background. So I have a short box full of books here. I got about 20 books in this folder that I'm going to show you, but these are just saved locally to my desktop. And all I got to do is take those pictures and drag them into the the cover. Sorry, the I drag those covers into the Comic Prints website. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay. There you go. So these are all photos that I've taken. These are books that I want to list. I've already gone through and determined that I want to list these. Um, Usually I sell books at right around the $6 mark, and I constantly running sales 10, 20, and 30% off, which lowers the prices down. So if a book is listed for $6, it's usually about $4.20, right around there. So I'm constantly running sales. And so $6 is kind of the magic uh, section for me. If you look at this area here where the setup is, it kind of tells you how it works. The photos are read by Google Gemini. It also looks at the barcode of the comic book. Everything's built in to the application. You don't need to go subscribe to anything other than Comic Prints. And if you just want to try it out, you can get 10 free scans a week, and with a lifetime of 50 scans. But I think you're going to see how useful this is to get things listed. So these are just 20 books that I've uploaded. My default for everything is very fine. That's just because I want the buyer to be more happy with the condition of the book than they thought they were going to get. Often, what I have found is if I put something as near mint and there's even something wrong with it that I missed, it can cause a bad user experience. So, very fine is kind of my default, but most of them are near mint. And my default price is $6, like I talked about there. You can set that to whatever you want. For title and description, Dr. Yo's Emporium is my eBay web store. You can put your own web store there. By default, I think it says Your Comic Shop. And then each of these is a tile that you can click and move. So if you don't want it to flag as a key, you can remove the word key. If you want it to talk about issue in front of publication, you can do that. If you want publisher in front of publication, you can do that as well. All you gotta do is highlight it and then put it to where you want, and that's it. It's really as simple as that. The format that I like is what you see here in the preview window. My format for all of my titles, it's the title of the book, the number of the book, the publisher, and the year, and then the artist, and very fine. Now, if you wanted to include other things, you can do that as well. For your description, this is like an AI prompt. It's basically saying that I want to welcome the user to my store. I want to have the publisher, the issue, the publication, the year, the condition, etc. I want to highlight the best selling points about the book. I want to close by inviting buyers to check out my other comics to save on combined shipping. This slider right here, you can either have it generate a eBay description that is very straightforward or very creative or all the different levels in between. I like colorful and balanced. I'll go ahead and leave it on colorful here. And then there's a log that has you go through everything, that shows you everything as it's going through it, so you can watch the progress of it. Now, when I do batches, I find it easier to export my photos renamed with a batch number up front. So I'm going to use that feature here. But you'll see what unreviewed means. It'll make sense to you when you look at that. So the batch I'm going to go with for this batch is AA, and I'm going to click the Analyze All. And what it's going to start doing is it starts reading the title of the book. And once it reads the title of the book, it looks at the photo, it looks at the barcode, and then it generates a title based off that. It's going to verify that title against the Grand Comics database, which is comics.org. And it's also going to find what the market value is, and it's using the price charting API for this. The reason why I'm using price charting is that it's it uses eBay sales, much like Cover Price uses eBay sales, and I love Cover Price for tracking my personal collection. But the price charting API is something that I can buy access to, so I've done that. Once it's verified all the information, it's going to generate the things that I need for the listing. You'll see that if there's something that it's not sure about, it's going to leave it a red box that says review. And if it's something that's pretty confident on, it's going to say it's ready with a blue box. And then I'm just going to go through and take a look at what it's done for these 20 comics that I've uploaded. Obviously, this one is incorrect. So it's probably pulling some information there that it's been hard to verify. So I'm going to click on this button and check eBay sold. And I'm not seeing any eBay solds there. So I'm just going to do my own research, and I'm going to determine that the value of the comic is probably around $8. And that's fine. That's fine. You can see that it thinks that it's the first issue of Halloween, and that's why it kicked that out as far as the Grand Comics database. So that's something that you just want to be aware of. It's because it's reading the title, and it doesn't have a barcode to go off of. It's going to use the best guess information. Some of the other things, if you have variants, like there's a lot of variants of this book right here, so it's going to click it as a review needed. So I can look at that. If I'm fine with this and this looks good, I'm going to click approve. I'm also going to change the price here to, I'm going to mark these as near mint, and it's going to automatically adjust to meet the guide price on that. I'm just going to keep on going. So you can see that up here I did a lot of Marvel and DC. Here's some independent comics. We talked about why I gave back the error on those. Here's some more independent comics. Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children, which is probably the funniest title I've ever heard. It pulls the information for that. Justice League, Batman, Batgirl has all the information there. So I'm continuing to go, just verify that I'm good with everything that it has checked. Everything is looking pretty good. Another Stories for Ugly Children. Feud 3, Feud 2, Feud 4, those are all fine. Epic Twilight Dark Horse by So Lee, that's fine. Area of Catwoman Annual number 1 and V number 11. So these are good. The date is accurate, and the publishers are accurate. Now, if there's something that I'm going to go back up to the Grubbs Halloween one, right? I'm going to click on the edit button, and you can see that it pops up with this edit listing right here. If I want to go deeper into this, I can. And if I want to change something, I can do that as well. You can have, say that this is cover A. I'm going to save that change. All right. And then I can also, if I want to redo the description, I could also go down here and say, I want you to rewrite the description for me. And it's going to take all the information that's in these fields, and it's going to rewrite the description for me. So that's something that's pretty cool. And hit save changes. All right. Now, when you export the books, right, what it's going to do is it's going to open up eBay in a new tab. And the reason why that's important is you want to make sure that, number one, you can have a website that prompts you to download more than one thing at a time, okay? Because it's going to give you a CVS file to upload to eBay. A CSV file to upload to eBay, and it's also going to give you a zip file which has the photos that you took but renamed and renumbered. All right. So I am going to hit export right here. It's going to download those two things. And let me show you what it looks like when it downloads the zip file. And that'll give you a clue as to why I did it like this. Let's see here. I'm going to add a window capture. And I want it to do this. All right, so you can see that it has AA, so that was my prefix for the batch, and then the number, and then a 1. That number right there, 194, that's today's Julian date. So that's going to help when you I'll show you why it'll help in a little bit, but if you are having a hard time keeping your collection organized when you list on eBay, this is a great hint for you, because it's like batching your collection. So not only is the file batched, but you can batch this whole stack of books into AA194, and that'll help you in the future, because it's going to generate a SKU on eBay automatically with that AA194 in it, and then -001 for this book in particular. So I wanted to show you that. I'm going to disable that now. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. Now that I'm here on eBay, I'm going to upload a template. I'm going to choose my file, and I'm going to select the CSV file that I created with eBay with comic prints. So as you can see, that is now in process right there. It's going to finish up. Now it says it's done, so I need to complete my listings. And there are all of the comics, the 20 comics that I just created. So my bulk imports are done. I'm going to check all, and I'm going to resume drafts. And a couple things that you got to know. The fields that eBay requires and allows for drafts are pretty limited. So you're going to have to go in, you're going to have to set your location. It should automatically be sent to whatever location your eBay account is tied to. Mine is tied to my home city, so I hit that. That clears that flag. And then I'm also going to, unfortunately, when you're doing draft listings, you can't say what preferences you want for the shipping policy or the return policy. So that's something you got to do manually. All right. So I've cleared those flags, and then I just have to put the package information as well. Now, when I ship comics, I always use a Gemini mailer, and I know that a comic, I always throw in a free comic. If you buy a comic from me, you get a free comic. I know that I can do 2 to 3 comics for about 10 ounces, and my specs for what the package is going to be 1281. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. And now all I have to do is sort this by custom label. It's going to be in the same order that your zip file has the photos. So now I can just take them one by one. And I'm just, that was a heavy drag there I just did. And then I'm going to show you something else that I think is pretty useful, because this isn't actually just 20 comics. It's actually 22 comics, because I have 3 copies of that Batman 50. And if I have one and they're all the same condition, then I can go ahead and just use that one photo. Now, if you're dealing with really expensive books, then I recommend using more than one photo, and I recommend not doing multiple quantities of the same book in the same listing, just because with those real expensive books, people are very particular to make sure that the book is matching the photo. But when you're doing basically bulk, that's basically what these are. They're not true bulk because they're more than $1 each, but I imagine that people will buy these from me for $3 to $4 based on off sales and combined shipping. Lots of holes in people's collections. So I'm going to go to where my Batman 50 is. I'm going to change my quantity to 3. Everything is set to buy it now. I have my prices set there. Everything's good to go. And all I have to do is hit the submit button, which is hidden by my big fat head in the lower right hand corner. And it submits all those to eBay. And then over the course of the next hour or so, eBay will list those one at a time. And I'll see the pop-ups in my email come up. So that is my tool. That's Comic Prints. I was able to do 122 comics in 44 minutes. This video has been going for 16 minutes, and you just watched me do 20 comics. That didn't count the amount of time I spent taking photos, but that's literally just put a comic on a stand, snap a photo, put a comic on a stand, snap a photo over and over and over again. It doesn't take long to do that. As long as your lighting is good, it should be pretty easy to do. Just make sure it's in focus and it has good lighting, and you're good to go. But if you got a ton of comics like I do, this will help you list a lot faster, and it'll save you a lot of time. So I'm looking at, eBay sellers who want to start selling part of their collection. I'm looking at stores that want to move some of their inventory online, and they want to do it on eBay. I'm looking at big eBay power sellers that want to move a lot of product at a time. This is the tool for you. And right now we have 3 different levels, or technically 4. We have 4 different tiers of service. You can have a free tier, which lets you do 10 books a week, and the 50 books for the entire lifetime of your account. I have to do that because it does cost me some money, the hosting and everything. There's a cost associated, but I'm willing to let you guys try it for free. And then there are 3 tiers, one for regular folks who don't need a lot of uploads, but just want that consistency, want that value, want to be able to say, oh, I'm going to drop 100 books into my eBay real quick and spend an hour doing that, and really not have to stress about trying to find time to list all 100 of those books. Or there's power sellers like me who want to do thousands of books a month. And then there's stores who have an unlimited supply of books, it seems like, and they want to get those listed. So those are the 3 tiers that are paid tiers, but you can try it for free. Go to comicprints.com and give it a try. And the cheesy tagline, of course, because if you know me or you've tracked me or you've worked with me, you know I'm a cheesy guy. But you too can list like royalty with Comic Prints.